This is South Korea, and it is said that South Koreans view their country and culture through a complex mix of immense national pride and intense domestic self-criticism, resulting in a sharp contrast between how they feel about their culture versus the reality of daily life. Research studies found that South Koreans' greatest source of national pride is not their government or institutions, but rather their diligent and sincere people with a strong national character. They highly value the collective resilience that drove the nation from post-war poverty to an economic superpower. But besides that, did you know that in South Korea, newborns are considered 1 year old the day they are born? Or that the country is so technologically synchronized that even its delivery drivers use advanced algorithms to get fried chicken to your picnic mat in the middle of a public park? Welcome, fellow minds. Today, we are dissecting the phenomenon of South Korean culture, a nation that somehow manages to exist simultaneously in the years of the 1390s and a futuristic 2090s. But before we dive into this neon-lit, history-soaked peninsula, I have some questions for you. First, why did this global economic powerhouse completely reinvent the global beauty and music industries in less than 2 decades? And second, what is the secret cultural philosophy that keeps a society of 51 million people moving at absolute warp speed? Keep those questions in mind, because we will begin to unravel the answers right after this. Let's begin with the canvas. South Korea is elegantly positioned on the southern half of the Korean peninsula, bordered by the Yellow Sea, the East China Sea, and a highly fortified demilitarized zone to the north. The climate here is beautifully dramatic, boasting 4 distinct seasons, from cherry blossom springs to winters crisp enough to justify the country's obsession with high-end padded parkas. Within this compact geography resides a hyperdense population of roughly 51 million people, with nearly half of them packed into the pulsating, sleepless Seoul capital area. South Korean history was shaped by Japanese colonial rule. This 35-year period was marked by strict military control, heavy economic exploitation, and intense efforts to erase traditional Korean identity and language. The 1948 National Division, which was the start or why there's a North and South Korea today. Then there was the devastating 1950-1953 Korean War, rapid economic growth under military dictatorships, and a fierce 1987 pro-democracy movement that established a stable republic. So overall, there was colonial rule and division, war and dictatorship, democratization, and the modern-day era of South Korea we see today. To understand Korea's present, we must respect its past. Korea's history is a resilient epic of dynastic brilliance, foreign occupations, and a devastating mid-century war that left the nation in ruins. Yet, what followed is globally recognized as the miracle on the Han River. South Korea transformed itself from an aid recipient country into an economic superpower and cultural exporter, fueled by sheer collective will and a subculture of relentless industry known as Bali Bali, or hurry, hurry. Navigating the South Korean society requires a look at its linguistic framework. The official language is Korean, a linguistic masterpiece. Its writing system, Hangul, was intentionally created by King Sejong the Great in 1443 to increase literacy. It is widely considered by modern linguists to be the most logical and scientifically designed alphabet in human history. When it comes to the soul of the nation, religion and spirituality in South Korea are uniquely pluralistic. While a large portion of the population identifies as non-religious, the societal fabric is deeply woven with threads of Mahayana Buddhism, a robust Christian population, and an underlying inescapable foundation of Confucianism. It is Confucianism that dictates the societal hierarchy, respect for elders, and the intricate social etiquette you see today. When it comes to the buildings, the blend of the ancient and modern is physically manifested in South Korean architecture. Just walk through Seoul and you will see the soaring, futuristic glass of the Lotte World Tower, reflecting the silhouette of Gyeongbokgung Palace. The country's landmarks are a masterclass in structural juxtaposition, where 600-year-old wooden temples sit gracefully in the shadows of hyper-minimalist skyscrapers. Living in Korea is a study in contrasts. Here are some of the pros. They have an unparalleled public transit system, and while South Korea does not have literally zero street crime, it is statistically one of the safest nations in the world. Moving on, you'll also find world-class healthcare and a high standard of living. Now for the cons. Starting with a hyper-competitive corporate structure, whatever that means, intense societal pressure to conform, and the grueling academic demands placed on the youth. It is a golden cage of efficiency, I guess. So, let's answer those questions from the beginning. Why the global cultural explosion in South Korea, and what is the underlying philosophy? The answer lies in two concepts. First, there's a thing called Hallyu, the deliberate government-backed Korean cultural wave, and Nunchi, the subtle art of gauging other people's thoughts and feelings to build harmony. You see, South Korea didn't just stumble into the global spotlight. They engineered a subculture of meticulous pop perfection, utilizing Nunchi to understand exactly what the global audience craved before the audience even knew it themselves. On a creative side of things, aesthetic precision extends directly into the arts and heritage of this country. Beyond the sleek aesthetics of K-pop and Oscar-winning cinema, South Korea preserves an elite heritage of pottery, calligraphy, and silk weaving. These things represent a deep source of national identity, resilience, and continuity. Shaped by a 5,000-year history and modern revivals after historical hardships, traditional and contemporary culture serve as a living bridge between the past, national pride, and global expression. When it comes to the native music of South Korea, it tends to mirror the depth of their arts and heritage. Long before BTS, there was gugak, the traditional Korean music split between courtly elegance and pansori, a form of musical storytelling performed by a single vocalist and a drummer that can last up to 8 hours. It is raw, emotional, and deeply haunting. Of course, we cannot discuss culture without tasting it. Korean cuisine is a masterclass in fermentation, balance, and communal bonding. It is anchored by kimchi, a staple so vital that the country has a dedicated space satellite experiment to test its fermentation in zero gravity. From the interactive theater of Korean BBQ to the comforting embrace of street-side tteokbokki, food here is an expression of jeong, a deep feeling of attachment and affection, especially at family meals. For South Koreans, affection is celebrated through time-honored traditions, festivals, and customs. Holidays like Chuseok, the Autumn Harvest Festival, and Seollal, the Lunar New Year, see millions of Koreans traveling across the country to pay respects to their ancestors, dress in vibrant hanbok, and share traditional meals. So, now we find out about the fun activities you can do in South Korea. For both locals and tourists, daily life offers a spectacular duality of things to do. By day, you can hike pristine mountain trails right in the middle of the city, or relax in an ultra-aesthetic, multi-story cafe. By night, this country changes from sunshine or cloudy days into an atmosphere where you can indulge in the neon-soaked nightlife of Hongdae. Sing your heart out until dawn in a Noryabang, which is a private karaoke room, or peacefully stroll along the illuminated Han River with a convenience store beer. Looking for more things to do in South Korea? Find a local that can give you some lived-in experience. Before we conclude, let's indulge in a few shocking fun facts. From precise GPS delivery to unique cultural taboos, this country has some of the most fascinating quirks in the world. First, buildings often skip the number 4 or replace the elevator button with an F because the spoken word for 4 sounds like death. Next, there is a widespread traditional superstitions called fan death, where many believe that leaving an electric fan running in a closed room overnight can be fatal. The red ink warning. Writing a person's name in red ink is bad luck because it traditionally signifies that a person has died, and they do matching couple outfits. Couples proudly wear identical shirts, shoes, or full outfits in public to show they are together. Pretty common around the world. South Korea sounds like a fun and kinda weird country. In conclusion, South Korea is a brilliant paradox. It is a nation that fiercely guards its ancient heritage while aggressively prototyping the future of global technology and entertainment. It proves that a country can change its skin without ever losing its soul. If you enjoyed this intellectual deep dive into the land of the morning calm, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more cultural dissections, and drop a comment below on which aspect of Korean culture surprised you the most. Thanks for watching.